Blessings, peace, prosperity, and protection from the God that sit upon the throne. All power is in his hands. Love be the reason. This is Queen Plus Antifa. I'm just chilling right now. And okay, don't pay attention to my weight, all right? I just want to chill. But I just wanted to say this. Don't move to Texas. Do not move to Texas. If you have any inkling in your mind to move to Texas, don't do it. You will regret it. If you're born and raised from California, or you born somewhere else but grew up in California, Texas is not the place for you. I'm not lying, and I'm not going to exaggerate. Texas is extremely expensive, but they say California is expensive. Not so. Texas is extremely expensive. Oh, yes, it's green and it's beautiful, but that's because it rains all the time. I've been here in Texas since August 1st, 2023. That's when we set foot on Texas soil. And from that day until now, which is June 19, 2025, I regret every bit of it. Texas can't even compete with California. I promise you. Transportation is ridiculous. If you don't have your own vehicle, praise God, I have my own. The rent here is ridiculous. And then hurricanes, you're dealing with hurricanes, you're dealing with thundering and lightning all the time. I'm not exaggerating. Look at the news. You can look at the old news. How often does it rain? How often does it thundering and lightning? Prices are high. Bell peppers on sale, 75 cents. What is this? I'll tell you what the good things are after this. Everything out here is very expensive. And the grocery stores don't carry the same things that we carry in California. There's a lot that they do not have that we have in California that I'm used to purchasing on a regular basis, but it's not here. Except for these patties I used to get. It's these fish patties I used to get from Food for Less. I mean, excuse me, not Food for Less, but that's a good story, at Smart and Final, they were $9. Here, $18.99 plus tax. I don't think it's tax on the food, but just wanted to throw a little something on there. The bills are extremely high. The houses, they're nice, but it's not even all that. That is made out of cheap product. You would think because they have hurricanes all the time and thundering and lightning all the time that they would use the best materials. No, not at all. I promise you. I'm not exaggerating. This is the truth. Minimum wage, if you have to do minimum wage, is $7.50 here in Texas. Okay? So we know in California minimum wage is what, $20 at McDonald's? Not so here. If you not working at minimum wage, then you're making $9. You finally made $9 an hour, but you're only doing 4 hours a day. If you do anything after 4 hours, that's overtime. Huh? And then when you do too much overtime, they have to, you can't go in. You can't do no extra nothing. And it's not too much overtime like per day or something. It's like you did overtime too many times, that type of thing. I promise. This is the truth. You do not want to move to Texas. You won't. You won't be able to deal with this. I can't deal with it. So these are the bugs that you're going to have to deal with. Nothing can stop them. I just walked out. I don't know if you can see. I just walked out to go and let my neighbor know that their flashes are on and they've been on since earlier today and got bit up. Hmm. Okay, so you don't go outside without anything on your arms. Mind you, it is hot. The humidity here is ridiculous. Can I breathe? Uh-uh. Don't even think about it, okay? So then you're dealing with these doggone mosquitoes. These things are vicious. They are vicious. You don't want to play with these mosquitoes here in Texas. So in California, we might get a mosquito here and there, or maybe we have some water around or something like that, and then there might be a mosquito or something, but you could spray them and they dead. Here, you spray them, they coming out the woodworks. Don't you not spraying my peoples. That's how they are. They're very family orientated. That's a plus out here. Very family orientated. Okay. So you're dealing with mosquitoes, you're dealing with lizards, you're dealing with frogs. Okay. Not to mention we didn't actually see the snake, but it shed it and left its skin. If I wasn't scared of that, I would have picked that up and made me a purse. It was little. but this is what we're dealing with every day, all day long. How the heck do they get in the house when we're just in the house? They get in through the vents. And then when it's raining really hard, and then the vents, guess what? You're dealing with those little silver looking things, those little skinny silverfish, I guess that's what they're called. They dropping. Okay. And roaches, I don't deal with roaches in California. Roaches, I don't have roaches in California, right? Here, the roaches is about this big. About the size of my lens, the lens on my glasses. I'm not lying. I'm not lying at all. This is the plain, downright truth. The roaches are huge, and then they have the audacity to fly. Okay, that. And then the lizards. I'm sitting out on my patio, in my patio set, because the patio is way in the back. I don't go back there because I don't know what's back there. And it's beautiful, but okay. So I'm sitting on my patio while I look over at the other chair, just looking around, and it's a doggone lizard there, neck just going in and out. They say that's when they flirting. Well, hello, I'm human. You reptile. Yeah, I don't do that. Okay. Yes, lizards are all around. I even had one that I don't know how it got in the house, and it chased me with its mouth open. I'm not lying. My grandbabies will tell you this is the truth. These lizards are like everywhere, and they chased me. And guess what? I said, "Oh, okay. Oh, you want to play games, baby? I'm from California. Let me show you how we do it." I boiled some water and burnt that baby. It sizzled up. Lord forgive me if I can go to hell for that one. But he was in my house. He was not helping with the bills. Had the audacity to chase me. Got mad because I threw some red rooster on him. It's hot. But yeah, so we have to deal with that. We have to deal with those Armageddons or whatever, walking around with the look. It's like a huge rat with a shell on it, walking around just doing this thing. I can't do that. You understand? I can't do that. So you don't want to move here. That's just a few things. Okay. When we first moved here, we was actually in Houston. Okay. And it was August 1st, like I said, 2023. It was nice and hot. It was ridiculously hell hot type of thing, if I can give it that. We're going to call that hell hot. H is not for Houston. H is for hell and hot. Okay. So we're doing that. And then I think it was the next day. I said, you know what? Come on, let's take a walk. It's just really nice. Nobody's out. What the heck is everybody? And I'm like, we just out here. So we walking and just looking and everything. And then all of a sudden it gets dark, just black. Boom, 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 boom. I looked up like, what the heck? It was thundering just out of nowhere. And I promise you, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. The raindrops was so that was hitting so hard. There was the size of a quarter. The raindrops the size of a quarter. And then it started thundering and it started lightning and it struck the tree across the street from us. The tree and split the thing. And I said, oh, Lord God Almighty, I know you didn't bring me to Texas for me to die. I rebuke this in the name of Jesus. I bind this in the name of Jesus. I'm not dying in Texas. The devil is a liar. Come on, y'all, hurry up, hurry up. We ran. We ran inside and we went in through the garage, right? And it's like the rain was following us. Uh, no. I said, see, this is not for me. This is not for me. And guess what? Hospitality is not how it used to be back in the days. You know that Southern hospitality? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You know? Mm-mm. I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, Texas, you don't want to move here. Those are just a few things. Not to mention when you go to take care of business. What I had a problem with is I didn't have a problem. They said racism. I didn't have a problem with the Caucasian people. I had a problem with my own. Like, well, sister, why are you looking at me like that? Where y'all from? I said, we from California. Oh, y'all bougie. Bougie? Girl, look at me. This ain't bougie. You need to go to California and see bougie. And as a matter of fact, how do you spell that? So, as you know, I don't have a lot of friends out here. I have some neighbors. I have a couple of neighbors. You know, we visited every now and then. But other than that, mm-mm, mm-mm. And then, you know, I'm not the type of person, I don't like hanging much anyway. But yeah, those are the ones that I have problems with. The Caucasian, I haven't dealt with racism directly at all. Period. Like I was told it was going to be. No, maybe in the school system, you know, but that's everywhere because it's in California too. But they don't protect the kids either, like they should. How? Tell me this. How is this teacher going to get caught having sex with a minor, one of her students, and still teaching? Hello, look it up. Look it up. Okay? I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying. Still teaching. Probably by now they probably got rid of them because they went all nationwide, all whatever wide, YouTube wide, Facebook wide. But anyway, yeah, it's like, what's going on? Um, and dating? No, because if you even give your number, your whole family might get sprayed up. Mm-hmm. Unalive, as they say. It's crazy. So they people of Texas, they think different. They respond differently. They do things way different. It's like the whole flip side of California. Okay. Now, this is a problem. Every time I take my grandbabies to the doctor, because Texas is like 30 years behind California. 30. I used to say 10, then I went to 20, but it's 30. Tomorrow might be 40, but they're way behind. My two grandbabies, every time I take them to the doctor, I have to fill out this form, which is 10 forms, double side. That's 40 papers. Every time I take them, I have to fill it out again. So I said, well, I just brought this information. They said, well, you have to bring it again because these are your grandchildren. Yeah, but I have custody of my grandchildren. Boom, I gave you all the papers, right? She said, yeah, but because you didn't adopt them, then you just have to, ma'am, you have to do it. Have to go through that. Okay. You have to go through that. So it's like, okay, how often do I need to take them to the doctor? Because if I don't have to, they ain't going because they don't get sick anyway, right? We don't get sick like that. Okay. That's another issue. Let me see what else we got going on here. I told you about the high prices. Now, let me tell you the good thing. The gas is under $3. You might find gas for $2.25. This is a regular. I think the highest that I seen gas was $2.75. I was at this one gas station. This is when I first got here. And so the lady, she was like, "What?" She is going off. The gas was $2.64 or something like that. And she got mad because they went a few cents up. And I'm just busting up, right? Because I'm like, I'm from California, baby. This is good. They can go up another penny if they want to. They can go up another dollar. I'm cool, right? She was having a hissy because I was paying close to $5 a gallon in California. So now I'm paying $2. I think it's 75 cents right here, $2.75. And then I don't go no doggone where because it ain't no place to go. So I was talking to one of the realtors, right? I spoke with a couple of them and they said, "Oh yeah, you got to be careful when you buy some land out here because it might be flood land." Okay, so what does that mean? Okay, it might get flooded out. Okay, but how does it get flooded out? We're from California. We don't know anything about that. Yeah, baby, it gets flooded out. So mind you, so we moved somewhere else. We were at the other place from August the 1st until October, on my birthday, October. Okay. And though I found out that the community that we were living in was the community that was up under the water. How does just a community go is completely up under the water and then a few blocks over is not? What's going on here? Some spiritual things going on here. That's scary. The house was under the water. The houses was under the water. I think they said, I forgot which hurricane it was, but it tore up some stuff. It tore up some stuff and they was on the boats riding around looking for people. Yeah. So I think that was in 2016, 15, 17, somewhere around there. Okay. And that's crazy. So anyway, we had to deal with a hurricane. And it wasn't very close to us, but it was close enough. Well, we went 8 days, 8 complete days with no electricity. But you want to come to Texas, huh? No electricity, boo. And if it wasn't for my neighbors allowing us to use their extension cord to use their electricity, we would have died. Because you got to have air. I promise you. I can't put enough emphasis on it. You got to have air. If your air don't work, you're dying. You're going to suffocate. It was so hot in this house. When you do this, you can feel the heat. It was hot. It was hot. And all we had was one fan. So now what we had to do, like during the daytime, we had the freezer, because it was the freezer full of food. I didn't want my food to spoil. So we had the freezer on the extension cord. And then we had the fan, but then we just kind of move around a little bit more, right? So then at nighttime, what we did was took the freezer off the extension cord, and then we just used the fan. So when we needed to get something to eat, we had to, thank God I had hot plates and stuff like that, the grills and all that stuff. We had to unplug everything, cook on the grill, then take the grill off, cook enough so that way the next day we can just plug up the microwave, and we made it work. We made it work. But it was so hot in here. There was no rest. We got no rest at all. You couldn't sleep. So we all had to sleep up under one fan. We had to all come downstairs because hot upstairs was like an oven. And I promise you, I'm not lying. It's like an oven. So we all slept downstairs by the front window, which wasn't that much different, but we had the fan blowing directly on us. It was still sweating. I kid you not. Okay, so the electricity bill is ridiculously high. So the house that I'm in, and I am renting, the house that I'm in, I'm glad I am renting because I'm glad I didn't come buying. Anyway, the house that I am renting is electricity. I don't know how to cook with an electric stove, electric oven, and I don't know how to cook like that. things do not, it don't cook right. So instead of me making my good old fresh, you know, rice that you make in a pot, you know, and boil it and then rinse it and all that stuff, and it's nice and fluffy, I have to use a rice cooker. Now I had this rice cooker for like years in California, never used it. I have to use it here. I have to use it. We have to use the microwave. And when we bake, oh man, I can go on and on till the break of dawn. Don't move to Texas. I am not lying to you. I am not exaggerating. And those are just a few things that I mentioned. Just a few. Just a few. So yes, you're gonna deal with frogs. When we first got here, we like looking around like, what is that? Oh my God, baby frogs. They're about this big. They're about that big, baby frogs. And but then there was a big one on the gate. I said, I can't do this. Lizards everywhere. And mosquitoes, you do not, the lawn is beautiful. It's nice and green. And I even had that St. Augustine grass. So, you know, it's that nice thick grass. And you better not, you put, you put a blanket on, you put a blanket on there, think you finna chill and relax, baby. You can forget it. Those mosquitoes are going to eat you alive. And then they have these little these, not the spiders are there too, but they have these ants. And they say you got to watch out for those ants. Those ants, they don't just bite, they suck in your blood. The ants are vampires. I said, how? How is this happening? Okay. And then so we're dealing with the ants, we're dealing with the spiders, we're dealing with the mosquitoes, the lizards, the frogs, the armageddon or the big old giant rats with the shell on them, the squirrels, which is all over the place. They'll walk right next to you like it ain't nothing. Hey, what's up? Where you been? Who you? Who is you? You know, that's the doggone squirrels. Okay, so they also have these bugs, and the name of them is nocium. Nocium, and nocium means you don't see them. You don't see them. I thought the lady was lying. She says, "Oh, it looks like you getting bit up by the nociums. All around my ankles was swollen, and then the that, and then also the what do you call them? The the ants. The nocium and the ants was tearing me up all around my ankles, just pus. What is this? Am I gonna die? Anyway, so that's how that was. So you don't want to move here to Texas. We went down to go see the Texas, the Houston sign. And it's okay. They homeless. Homeless is everywhere and stuff, but they have it boasted up like it's the most beautiful thing. And it's a lie. It was so trashy up there, all weeds and grass and stuff, all no grass, but weeds all over, dead grass, okay? Broken bottles and cans and all of that stuff. And it's like, and then there was some homeless people out there and everything, laying out on the benches and stuff like that. And then one guy riding around on his bike like, like he want to do something, but Anyway, I got my grandbabies with me. You don't want to mess with me. Please don't. Leave me alone. I'm from California. Anyway, yeah, so it just wasn't all that. So we went to go to an area, one of the realtors was telling us about this little nice area downtown and stuff. We couldn't find a parking space. So we driving around and around. I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it. No, we're going home. We're going home. Okay. So even after the hurricane in the 8 days with no electricity, except for, the neighbors allowing us to use their generator, because their house have a generator. If your house, you come out here and you better have a house with a generator. Okay. So even with that, going to the store, we tried going to the store because we heard the hurricane was way back the other way. Trees was up out the ground on houses, on cars. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I know because of an earthquake, it happened in California, but nothing like here in Texas. Those hurricanes will shred your house up, and you too, if you're there. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. And it's crazy. There's nowhere to hide. You can run, but you sure can't hide. But I thank God for where He have us because we didn't have to deal with the floods. We didn't have to deal with the hurricanes or anything. It was stuff right around us. So now while we go to one area, which was Kingwood, we went to Kingwood and it's all flooded, trees like everywhere, bushes is everywhere, stuff crawling around. And I'm driving like, oh my God. And we sat there, we was going to the store and I decided to turn around. And it took us almost 3 hours to get back home, which where we were going is only 10 minutes away. I'm not lying. I tell you the truth. I'm telling you the downright truth. Okay, so here they go. Here go my grandbabies, and they'll tell you I am not lying. Okay, so tell them what insects and stuff like that and bugs that we have to deal with. Let them know.
Mosquitoes,
Mm-hmm.
wasps,
Mm-hmm.
bees,
I forgot about the wasps, and I forgot about the bees too.
the hornets,
You have to speak up.
the frogs, lizards,
Mm-hmm.
the ants.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Did we say mosquitoes? You said mosquitoes? Okay, yeah, the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes, are they nice?
No.
What about the lizards?
Yeah.
How many lizards do we see? Like
3, 2, 4.
3, 2, 4, a lot. It ain't no 3, 2, 4. It depends on if we're outside or not. Tell them about the lizard when it got in the house.
Oh yeah. It was. It was right. It's when Peter was sitting down, it was like like opening its mouth and like I think it sticked its tongue out. I don't know, but like.
And then it chased me. The lizard chased me. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so the mosquitoes, they will tear you up. The frogs, and then we had a frog. I was telling about the frog that was on the gate.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. And it was just like stuck in a little corner. And it was like the different color frogs. I think those are the poisonous frogs. And some of these lizards are poisonous. The red or orange, whatever. They're poisonous lizards. Huh. Tell them about the sign when we went to Houston and we went by the sign. The Houston sign. Remember when we drove down there, down to Houston, downtown Houston, and that big old sign?
Yeah.
Okay, how did it look? The area. I'm talking about the area.
The area. It had bushes and a lot of trees. And I think no.
I mean, was it clean? Y'all don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
I mean, we drove down there, was looking at it and everything, but we didn't get out. We wasn't getting out. Because remember, then it was the not to speak down on the homeless people, but we're talking about how the whole area just looked. It was bad. Broken glass, cans, and all of that stuff. And then remember, we kept driving around so we can go to that little fun area where it's supposed to be fun. And what happened? We couldn't find a parking space. Remember?
I don't remember.
This is as soon as we left the sign, the Houston sign, then we drove there, and everybody was out there because the realtor man told us about that area. And then there was no parking. Anyway, they don't remember. I don't know how they can forget because it wasn't that like a million years ago. But we didn't get out. I said, forget that. We came home and we just chilled here at the house. So I was telling them also about the hurricane. Can y'all remember the hurricane?
Yes.
And so how many days we was without electricity?
8.
8 days. So where did we get our electricity from?
I forgot what it's called. A generator.
Yeah, the neighbor's generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff. And it was ridiculous. And how hot was it?
Ooh. It's hot.
Yeah, I mean, you all can talk. Because I was already telling them about how we had to live and how we had to unplug and how we had to cook, the fan and stuff. Yeah, but anyway, so I guess they're just not talkative or anything. But anyway, thank you, y'all. Bye. So seriously, if you planning on coming here to Texas, these are the things that you have to look out for. I promise you. And then on top of that, when we first got here, mind you, we left July 30, I think the 30th. And then we in July 30th, late that evening. And we ended up getting here on August the 1st, like I told you. Okay, so now it's school time. In order for you to register to get in school, get your kids in school, you have to call a number. Then the number will give you the link to go online, register. Then you have to wait for them to call you to set an appointment for them to check all of your documents. And then after they check all your documents, then they'll go ahead and schedule for when your child will go to school. They were out of school for 3 months. 3 months going through that process because I had everything already, their transcripts. I had everything. I brought everything with me so we wouldn't have to go through this up and down thing, all of that. Yeah, so we have to go through that. So those are some of the things that you're going to need to look out for. Also, if you have a degree, it don't matter what your degree is, and you don't have your high school diploma or GED, can't get a job. I said, ma'am, I have a degree. She says, well, we understand that, but here in Texas, you have to have your high school diploma or my degree. You have to have your high school diploma or a GED. Huh? But a degree overrides those things, okay? Because see, in California, you can go to junior college. You go to junior college, you're getting all of your credits and everything all at the same time. You get your AA and stuff. You move on and stuff like that. Here, don't work like that. Now, trying to register in school, it's not that easy. I'm talking about the junior college. It's not easy. My granddaughter was here and she was trying to register. They had her going through so much red tape she had to jump through, and still, it just nothing here makes sense. Nothing makes sense. If you're coming from California, where it is well organized, everything is laid out, everything is structured. You're not going to get that same thing here. You're not. So every now and then we might go and take care of some business and we might get a rude person and we can go and foul on them or tell on them and they can get in trouble, get written up. Here, all of them are rude. I'm not lying to you. I'm not exaggerating. And if somebody says I am, tell them to give me a call. Hit me up. Anyway, this is Queen Plaza Thief. I just wanted to let you know, don't move to Texas. It's not what they put out to be. They said California is expensive. No, Texas is expensive. And the supermarkets, the only supermarkets they have a Kroger's, HEB, which HEB is not all that. HEB is a store out in California that we wouldn't go to. Okay, we go to Food for Less, we go to Smart and Final, we go to Stater Brothers, Albertsons, Velarde, and we can get some fresh fruit, fresh meat, all that. Out here, 99-cent store is 99 cents and up. What? What is this? Okay, so the 99-cent store is completely different. It is not like the 99-cent store in California. Texas is the backside of California. I'm telling you, if you're from California, born and raised, you don't want to move to Texas. If you was born somewhere else and then you grew up in California, you do not want to move to Texas. Period. Point blank. Bottom line. And don't go to the bank and withdraw some money. It don't matter how much it is. They're going to follow you. They following these people. Look, 2 hours. They followed that lady for 2 hours just to rob her. You're going to get robbed. Now, the great thing that about Texas, like I told you, one was the gas. It's under $3. Two is you can carry. You can carry without license. Of course, I have license. Hello. Yeah. Concealed, or you can carry open. No license needed. They don't recommend it, but hey, you don't, I mean, it's all good. So this is why I guess a whole lot of shooting, I don't know. It's more killing here in Texas than it is in California. California, let me tell you, Texas make certain areas, I don't want to say these areas, but Texas makes certain areas in California look small. You don't want to mess with these people out here. They crazy and they not playing that part. So I'm sorry for the ones that's here. I don't want to offend you or anything. You know, I'm just a California girl. I don't know anything. Scary, seriously. But anyway, this is Queen Plaza Thief. I just wanted to give that to you all and let you all know Texas is not the place. Do not move here. I regret moving here, and I am packing, and I have 90% of my stuff is packed up, and we are ready to go. As soon as we find a place, we out of here like that. Thank you for watching. If you are not a subscriber, I need you to subscribe. You see, I only have a few subscribers. And I just started this. I've been having this YouTube, but I've been working on the other one and stuff. But subscribe, like, share, tell somebody to stay where they are. That part. Anyway, I care a lot about you. Truly, I do. But more than anything, Jesus loves you. And pray, praise, and give him honor and glory because he's good. When I get back to California, I'm kissing the ground like that. Bye.